Sarina, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too.
Look, how does it feel now we're getting towards the end of 2025? You had a chance to reflect?
Yeah, of course, review, reflect. It still feels a bit unreal, but of course it was an incredible year again.
I love the way you went straight into coach mode and said review. I'm on about reflecting. I'm on about how you sort of handled it and how you feel coming out at the end of it.
Yeah, well, it's still strange. I'm like, did this really happen? And yes, it happened. And I've looked back a couple of times, like these videos that you made too. And to be really honest, it made me emotional because the games were so insane, how they developed, and it was different than the other tournaments we played. So I got pretty emotional because it was so close and it was so special, and I will always cherish that. But I also moved on already. And this time, of course, you see those clips again and videos again, so it comes back a little bit, and that's actually really nice.
Does it make it that little bit sweeter? The adversity, the challenges, the being written off, and the doubts.
Yeah. Of course, that makes it very special because you know, until the final whistle in all these games in the knockout stage, you didn't know, and like at the final whistle, you know, oh, we're through. So that makes it even more exciting when you win, and it makes it worse when you don't win. But we were on the good side all the time, and that's absolutely very, very special.
So take me back to sort of before the Euros, because the planning started a long time before. You know, you're finalising your squad, you're getting everything through, you had the long training camp. Does it just prove that you can be tested as a coach in so many different ways? Because you can do all the planning you want, but then you get a tournament like that.
Yeah, you always need to, like, we prepare in the best possible way, but you also need to get prepared to cope with like unexpected things or things that happen, and you need to, in the moment, you need to make decisions. But I think when you're prepared in the best possible way, you take out these unexpected things as much as possible. And also on the day, we always go through scenarios. When you go into the game, of course, you had your training sessions. And yeah, be ready also to just be calm yourself and say, okay, what's actually the situation here, and what does it need to solve this situation? So bring it back to the practical side in the moment.
I suppose going into the Euros, you had, you know, injuries to the likes of, you know, to Georgia and key players going in. Yeah. Obviously, you had the likes of Millie dropping out, and Mary dropping out, and Fran's sort of on the bubble of the squad, and then obviously you making the decision and her stepping away as well. That felt like a lot. There was a lot of noise around England going into the camp, and a lot not necessarily talking about the football. Did that feel weird this time?
No, it didn't feel weird. There was just a lot going on. But I think before every tournament, there's stuff going on. And you just have to find a way to deal with it. And what you bring it back to, like, we had 5 pretty big injuries from players that had played many minutes. And they all took their responsibility to come back. So they worked really hard. Then the clubs really supported them. We really supported them with our staff, and we got connected. I think that was really good, and that's like, it's very special that all these 5 players made it and were ready to go into the tournaments, and then also be ready to play like 100 games of 120 minutes. Of course, then a player could get injured and not being available. A player could retire not being available. The outcome of it, the reason is different, but the outcome is the same. And we have our plans ready. Okay, if that player is not available, who's the next one to step in and to be selected or to get minutes? That's how we approach it. And of course, in how you talk about it, that's different because the reason why players are not available is different.
Yeah, you had 4 or 5 players going into the tournament that hadn't had many minutes, big players, the likes of Georgia and Alex and Lauren Hampton, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Lauren James was obviously sort of dealing with her own injury issues as well. Then you had the France game, which didn't go according to plan. And everyone just seemed to be disappointed, but resolute that that wasn't going to define them. Is that fair?
Yeah. Well, I think we went into the prep camps and I thought we were in a good place. And of course, we were still building some players. Then we had Jamaica. And Jamaica didn't really challenge us. We hoped that they would challenge us more, that we get some more urgency in the things. But that some of the players needed that game too to step up. And we said before the tournament, like, we are in a very, very hard group. And of course, it's very helpful when you have a very good first game. against France, but it's not detrimental for the tournament. You just know when you're not successful against France, then you go into 5 finals straight away. So we had to be clear on that, and we were very clear, okay, of course we want to be at our best, we know what we're working on, and we need to stick together. And of course, after the France game, there was of course a lot of critics, but you know when you don't win, that's going to be some critical notes. But we had a very good meeting after that game, and that really brought us more together. So we did the review a little bit different. We had conversations, and players really took responsibility and stepped up. And basically everyone was still calm. Like we were doing the same preparation for the Netherlands as we always do, but you just could feel the differences, that the urgency came. Players took responsibility, and that brought the team even more together, and that gave us the very good game against the Netherlands.
And you could see that during the Netherlands, you could see that during Wales. Then we get to Sweden. Have you known a game of football like that, regardless of how you felt? And I really hope you weren't wearing like a watch that was monitoring your heart rate or anything during that game, but that was ridiculous to watch from the stands. How on earth did that feel?
Yeah, it felt very intense. So it started, of course, we were really ready for this game, and we were very excited, and we knew Sweden played really well. I think they're always really good, but now they were in a very good place too. And also they had kind of a purpose. They wanted to finish this really well too, because the coach was going to stop after the tournament and some players. So you could feel that too. And our preparations were really good, and bam, in 30 minutes we're 2-0 down. And then my first thought, okay, is it a game like this? So we better need to, so we made a small tweak in the first half. And we said at halftime too, we can still change this game. And we also know that we had to attack more. We had to give a little, you have to do a little more, take a little more risk while their super strengths, the counter-attack. So we had to be aware of that too. But you could tell, like, that goal we scored against them was so good. And then we got the momentum, we scored 2-2. And actually, I thought when we had that counter-attack for the 3-2 before the end of the game, I thought it's going to go in. We didn't. So then we went to extra time. That went like both ways too. And then, of course, we went into penalty shootouts. I remember saying, like, I think we're good at penalty shootouts. I think we have some very great we have players that can take very good penalties. They also have really good strategies to take a penalty. We have the experience in the World Cup, in the Finalissima.
Yeah, of course.
But we took them not so well this time.
Not so well?
So after a couple, I said to Arne, wow, what? I said in different words, but what are we doing here? We're really good at this. And I really thought, well, maybe we're going to play we're going to play tomorrow. But then they missed too. And we just kept up with them. And then, of course, Lucy stepped up and just said, okay, I'm going to do it now. And I think the save from Hannah was incredible too, in that penalty shootout. So, and then we went through. So I've never experienced a game like this also. I think it's insane, but that makes sports beautiful, especially when you're on the right side. It makes sports beautiful too. So it's never over until it's over. And we kept believing in it. And that also gave us the opportunity for individuals to say, okay, why did I miss that penalty? If there's another opportunity, like if it comes again, semi-final or final, what tweaks do I have to do better the next time? So it also gave us a learning moment in case it would happen again. So we reviewed our penalty shootout. We had some conversations with players too. And the players stepped up again and did again. It's like Alex Greenwood said, I was myself in that penalty. So what am I going to do different if I get that opportunity again?
But that's character, right?
It's absolutely character.
You've established this world-class team, this elite group of athletes. But that's the extra thing that wins you tournaments, isn't it?
But I think the players did that. We're supporting them. I think, like, for example, Alex, she made the tournament. The effort she put, the work, the professionalism she put in her preparation, being injured, coming, and the other players too, but let's give her an example. And then in the tournament, being ready to play 120, 120, 120, while you haven't played for a couple of months, and then taking that penalty and learning from it, and at the same time doing that again in the final, but also playing centre back, playing left back, and supporting players too. It's just amazing. And I think what gave us the edge was, of course, preparation and being at our best, but like how the team was connected. That has been really good in the Euros 22, in the World Cup 23. But this team took that to the next level. That belief, that conviction, that accepting the role. And it's not always easy when you have to train match day +1, and then you're tired, you're happy we won, but disappointed you didn't get minutes. But then showing up again, that is not easy. So that then as a team you need to support each other too, and that's what they did really well. And you could feel when we would make subs, the subs were really ready to make a difference. The players who were on the pitch were, okay, they're coming in, we know what to do. But the opponent would also think, ooh, now things are going to change, we better be ready. And I think that gave us the edge.
And you could see that when the likes of Chloe Kelly were coming on. Michelle Adjemang was coming on.
But also Niamh Charles coming on and defending really well, having a crucial header against Sweden. Also Grace Clinton coming on, needed to take over the pivot position, whilst normally she plays a little bit higher, but doing it really well too. So and that's not that visible because they don't score the goals, so don't give the final assist. But that was crucial too.
You could see that coming to fruition in the Italy game. When they were tiring, you had the changes, they didn't, and you had the players that could come on and make a difference. You get through Italy, you get through to the final, Spain again. By this point, there was it seemed like any evaporation of doubt within the squad was nowhere, even though you had the World Cup final and that kind of thing. It just felt like the two best teams going at it, and that's what we got, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, like doubts. We were like, okay, we're playing Spain. They're really good. We know they're really good in possession. I think they're the best in possession. We know that it's nice to watch too, but that they also have some vulnerabilities we try to exploit. And yeah, of course, there were parts in the game that we were really struggling, especially after they scored the 1-0. But I also think, especially second half, we got some momentum too. So at the moment we scored that goal, we did really well. We actually had the first moment in the game we could have scored. We got a huge chance. So that, yeah, it was intense, very good. There's so much respect for each other off the pitch, but on the pitch, of course, we want to beat each other. And like there was a lot of belief in the team and in each other, and so much support. And I say that team bonding, I think that was the extras we had before, but now that gave us the edge, I think, and it's not 11 players, it's like the whole team.
And when it went to penalties, people say penalties are a lottery, but that wasn't a lottery,
no.
is it?
I don't know.
You were already battle tested by the time you got there.
I think we had an advantage. We knew that. So we also said that as soon as we went into after the final whistle, we went into the penalties, we said, and the players said it too, we said, okay, they're disappointed because they wanted to finish it because they don't want to go into penalty shootout. We have experience, we know we can do it, and we know we're better in penalties than they are. And we also had Hannah, who did really well. And yeah, we had the experience against Sweden where some players had also that review and could do better. So yeah, I think making that final, I thought we were pretty calm, like we're going to give our everything to see how it finishes. But with the penalty shootout, we had the belief that we were going to win it.
How happy and how proud are you of Hannah?
Yeah, I'm really, really proud of her. Like, of course, she had big shoes to fill. She was in a great form. Had also some things to deal with before, like some personal stuff she had to deal with right before the tournament. So I think she did a tremendous job, and yeah, very well done. It's incredible.
I've known Hannah for years, and she's been through a lot over the years as well. Her England journey hasn't been a straight line. Does it make it that little bit sweeter, and does that make that bond between you a little bit closer because you know her as a person, you've helped her develop as a person as well as a fantastic goalkeeper?
Yeah, of course I know, but I think that's with many players. Like every player has her own journey, and they have their ups and they have their downs, and some are a little bit more visible than others. And I think that's the beauty also, that everyone is different, everyone is in a different stage of her journey, and everyone wants to perform at the highest level. And what I am trying to do together with the staff, support them in the best possible way. And sometimes they need some support, sometimes they need to be challenged. And that's what we're trying to do, to get them at the best. And yeah, of course, I'm really proud of her, but I'm proud of the team. And like the 23, but also the players who were standby, who came into the training session, who gave everything. And at the end, well, everyone stayed fit and available. They were not in the tournament, but were really supportive to the team too, and trained really well too, also ready to go. So that is just says a lot about, I think, our environment, and also about the individuals who just, really want to be part of it.
Celebrations. Does that make? I've heard you describe. As if we had some celebrations. They were big celebrations based off.
Yeah, they were big celebrations.
They were big celebrations, and they were. You know, that when you look back at the year, that must feel really good to look back at those pictures as well as actually the tournament themselves.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, that was a highlight too. So the celebrations on the evening after the final, you come in a different state of mind then, because you're like, it's done, it's over, you don't have to concentrate anymore. Your family and friends come in, you come all together, you party, then you go to England, and you just start to be a little bit relaxed and we were all, and myself too, we were really enjoying the moment. Then you come, you land, like also the plane with home on it, and that was just incredible. And then coming at the airport was incredible, having that trip, going to Downing Street 10, and then the next day you go onto these buses and you see 70,000 people cheering for you, celebrating for you, like you could not dream about this, and it's real. And it's like, what's happening here? And then you go on the stage, and then of course, Burna Boy comes on the stage, you're like, what's happening here?
What were your friends and family reaction to that, by the way?
Well, I think, I didn't know, my daughters were there, but I didn't know they were there because they were traveling from Switzerland home. And I thought, they said, we're not going to come and we're just going to stay. And like logistic, I thought it wasn't possible either. But while we were singing and dancing, then Georgia said, yeah, your daughters are here. I said, my daughters, no, they're not here. I looked at it, and then I saw them, and it made me even more excited. So I just then walked over to them. It was just, I was just totally excited.
Have they ever seen Mum like that before?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No, I don't think. They were just laughing at me. And I was just enjoying myself. I think everyone was enjoying themselves. It was just, you don't see me that much I don't see myself that much like that, but I was really excited and enjoying myself.
Finally, 2026. There's no major tournament, but it's still a big, big year, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that already. I think we had two good camps. Unfortunately, some injuries, but lots of players knocking on the door, having, of course, 4 friendlies and players who got opportunities to play and get some minutes and see how those connections are. So that gives a lot of information to us. Players are now in the final part of this year playing competition. Of course, the players who play in America have some time off now. But I'm looking forward to the qualifiers for the World Cup. Of course, again, we play Spain, but it's nice to play different opponents that have like Iceland and Ukraine. I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully we qualify quick. And if not, then there are some playoffs at the end of the year to get another opportunity to qualify. But I can't wait, and going into another circle. Looking forward to that, and planning a little bit ahead.
Have an eye on the Men's World Cup as well?
Yes, of course. That's going to be an exciting one too. So of course the draw was now, and now everything gets a little bit clear. Some huge challenges with travel and heat and things like that. So that's going to be exciting too.
Thomas Tuchel knocked on your door and asked, Sarina, how have you done this major tournament malarkey?
No, he knows. He knows what he has to do. It's of course we meet once in a while, and he's very excited too. And he knows exactly what he wants to do with his stuff.
Well, thank you for a wonderful and truly memorable 2025, and we can't wait to see what's going to happen next year too.
Well, thank you, and you also have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Thank you.